So you want to make wheels. Well, I'm going to teach you how to make a pair of wheels. At first, it looks rather simple. Just two wheels on each side. Well, actually, I've kind of added a complexity. Actually, right here, I'm going to break it up, actually. Alright, so here we got a total of 5 parts. And, come to the dephysicalize, we can say that this is obviously dephysicalized. Now, why is that? Now, this is the outside wheel. So that sits in the bag, so that's not needed. This one's the front one, so obviously that's needed. Here's the rim, and that would go obviously in front. This is what all connects it. But what's the point of the thick wheel right here? Well, I'm going to tell you, but first I'm going to show you how you would put all these parts together. First, obviously, grab your piece where the wheel's going to go. Then, you're going to take this wheel right here. Center it up. At least try to. I will. Hopefully. Definitely not. And then once that, copy it and put it on the other side. Now, obviously, make sure that it's on the other side equally. Doesn't need the bolt. And there we go. But here is where the thick wheel comes in. Here's where the thick wheel comes in. Do this. For crying out loud. So the thick wheel comes in. And then what we do is we take this physics. No, this is the, what is this? The opacity tweaker. For crying out loud, camera. Stay. Thank you. Opacity tweaker and the physics tweaker. Now what this physics tweaker does is it makes it non-collidable. So then we're just going to put that in there. And we are going to glue the front wheel. Let's make the rim first. Make the rim first. So then just take this, make it a little bit smaller place. Obviously don't need the bolt. Make it sticker panels, and then glue this to the front wheel. Alright, then from here, as you can see, the metal piece is connected. So that's good. So, we're going to then glue the thick wheel to the first thin wheel, and then we're going to glue the thick wheel to the thin wheel. So they're all going to be turning. I mean, you probably don't need to dephysicalize this. I just do it because this wheel dictates the traction. And then obviously your rim. Where did that go? There we go. Beautiful. And that is kind of how I make my set of wheels, minus this beautiful placement. Okay, I bet you're scratching your head, or probably not, because, yeah. What's the thick wheel here for? Well, because Little Big Planet 3, if you try and put moving the rotators on just the thin wheels, without the thick wheel being here, the torque is rather pathetic. You can barely get any wheel spin even if the traction's rather low. And then with tire upgrades, then you get absolutely nothing out of it. But with a thick tire, you get lots of torque off of that. So that's why the thick tire is glued to the thin tire. And then you have your microchip on the thick tire to control the torque. And then while the thin tire out here gets the microchip for the traction, the friction. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. Alright, I hope you got all that. Well, then obviously, depending on how much space you want, how much space you want. Just bring this over to the car and put it in. Oh! I thought these were dephysicalized. And ta-da! And then obviously simple suspension. I've made a video about that. Spring and piston on each side to connect up to a metal piece right here. Actually, I think when I made that suspension video, that was when I was doing thick tire only cars. That video was with the Impreza. And then, well, obviously, once you have everything connected and then your rim properly on and centered, that shouldn't be too hard, right? Right? Good. Then after that, go for a drive!